With great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this beautiful Sunday morning. Thank you for being present here in person, and thank you for being present in your sky temple. Before we begin, let's take a moment to arrive and settle down. So wherever you are, just pull your spine straight, open your shoulders, and close your eyes. Relax your forehead. Soften your eyes. Invite that peace, calming, cooling sensation in your eyes. Thinking of a beautiful flower unfolding, relax your facial muscles. Relax your neck, shoulders, spine. Softening the belly, get grounded. Imagine all the restlessness is just settling down, like sand settles in a glass of water. Connect with that breath that's rising from the navel towards your heart as you breathe in, and attention coming back to the navel as you breathe out. Little vertical movement of your attention with each in-breath and out-breath. On the in-breath, think of the sound so. Out-breath, hum. Just think of it. You don't have to say it. In-breath, so. Out-breath, hum. So is the accentuated sound of in-breath. Hum is the accentuated sound of the out-breath. Keep repeating this Soham mantra with each breath. If mind wanders, bring it back to so, hum. Soften your eyes a bit more. Soften the whole body. You are totally grounded and still. Breathing in, so. Breathing out, hum. For a moment, we are going to pause the breath. Just pause it wherever it is. Let your mind rest in the center of the forehead. And release the breath before you begin to stress out. Thank you. Slowly open your eyes. Soham. So means that, with a capital T, that. Hum, I am. That I am. Not this. My drama, my story, whatever is going on is this. But that part of the self which never changes, is ever whole, unblemished, unattached, eternal. Yes, I have a body, I have a family, I have a struggle, I have challenges, all this. It's this. But that, there is a part of the self which never changes, which is always there in its wholeness. How often our mind goes to that. The truth is, it is that which is the foundation. Just like our mind never goes to the paper on which the news is printed. We are always caught up with the news. How often do we think about the paper on which it's printed? It is because of the paper that something could be printed on it that we can read. Same way, there is a part of our life which is called the self, with a capital S, or which is called that, or which is also called divine presence, God. If you have ever thought about, if you have ever heard that God dwells within you, where? What does it look like? That's what it is. That divine presence is the foundation on which life is reflecting. Many challenges, our aspirations, dramas, happiness, sorrow, comes and goes like clouds. But the blue sky is always there in the background. That never changes. Someone was here the other day, very agitated. Said to me, Babaji, the year is all ending, the holidays, and I really want to bring some spirituality in my life. I said, what does that mean to you? What is spirituality? He said, something to make me feel more calm. I started thinking about what people think about the being spiritual. What is spirituality? Some actions, some thoughts, some routines, some way of being that brings me closer to the spirit. Now, what is spirit? What is spirit? That very thought that created the universe, the very thought that keeps it all together, that preserves it, and that also helps it return back, go through the cycle. But that's a much bigger way. Let's bring it simple, simplify. To bring spirituality in my life means any actions, any thoughts that bring me closer to my wholeness, that brings me closer to that which is in the background, ever full, unattached, ever pure, unaffected. God. That is within us. Any effort we make to connect with that can be called spirituality. But even that's a little more complicated. Let's simplify it even more. Just be a good human being. Be a good human being. That is spirituality. And be good to yourself first. And in the process of being good to yourself, you don't have to put the other down. In order to look good, you don't have to make others look small. Anyway, going back to this person who wanted to bring a little spirituality in his life, I said to him, think about what do you do every day to connect with or to identify with a part of the self which is completely full. There is nothing lacking. He said, oh, I don't know. I've never thought about a moment in my life when I felt like nothing was missing. I said, well, maybe that's where we need to stop. Can you think about a moment when you are not wishing for it to be any different? It's a perfect moment. Nothing is missing. You don't have no complaints. You don't want to change it. You don't want to improve it. Just even connecting with that moment. And that moment is not somewhere out there. It's within, a part of the self, which is there. But our mind is always flowing out, going, trying to make things different. There is a part of the self which is totally fine, totally fine. We all have, looking at who is in front of me on the screen and sitting in this temple, we all have we call ourselves, we have a spiritual practice, or we want to be spiritual. What does that really mean? In order to take the first step on the spiritual journey, one has to connect or at least get a glimpse of that state of mind. That in this moment, everything is here. I'm not looking for anything new. I'm absorbed in the appreciation of what is. And when you are absorbed in the appreciation, you are not even aware of yourself. It is the too much thinking about myself that I get myself in trouble. Too much thinking about myself. The whole idea of spirituality is to think about the whole. You are not separate. When you pause your breath, what happens in that moment? There will be a little fear about me if my breath is going to come or go. But after that, you enter somewhere else. You connect with the heartbeat. You connect with that heartbeat of the creation. Your heart begins to beat with that. Sometimes if you do that, try to go there through your imagination. Spirituality is not about me and my story. Spirituality is about connecting to that great spirit, that great creation, the spirit that has created this universe. You don't need to see 1,000 points of light showering and bliss and walking around and all the miracles. Nothing. That has nothing to do with spirituality. Spirituality is all about connecting. And that can happen in a very simple state of mind. People come and ask me, Babaji, how do I know that I am growing spiritually? I have been practicing for this many years. How do I know? Well, living in a human life, challenges will be coming our way every day. How do I deal with it? Am I less reactive? Am I more compassionate? Am I able to deal with whatever comes my way a little more gracefully? Am I able to accept even the unpleasant a little bit more gracefully? These are all signs of our growing spiritually. We forget being a human, we will react and we snap and we do all those things. But the sooner we come back, that's also a sign of growth. So don't just blame yourself, oh, I'm still reacting and I'm still get angry, I still get frustrated. That happens. But then is the pause a little shorter to catch yourself, to realize. It will happen. First we have to accept being human. You are in a human body. It will all happen. But sooner you catch yourself. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. Make amends. Talking of making amends, this month is all about that. Now the year is passing. We are all getting 1 year older. So sooner we go there, it's better. So think about this month of December of making amends, because next year you're going to start the new year with new inspirations, new vision, and going to new height in your spiritual journey. This month, think about it. Somebody who is a little away or who has been a little unhappy or there's some misunderstanding, maybe we commit this month to soothe that relationship a little bit. Your mind will come and say, oh no, they are very angry or they don't want to or they harmed me. All those suggestions of the mind will come. But what is your dharma? as a spiritual being. Your dharma as a spiritual being is to make effort, right effort. And the right effort is to reach out. Even at the cost of your own humiliation. Even at the cost of your own humiliation. And it's not your humiliation, it's the humiliation of your ego. If you make the right effort from that place, okay, I'm going to make this effort. Mind may say, oh, it's never going to, they're not going to listen, or they don't deserve it, and all those reasons will come. But if the effort is being made towards the right cause, towards the right movement, it's the right thing to do. May all the Shakti, may all the blessings that you have received and generated and stored through your spiritual practice be directed towards that. That if there is any conflict in my life, if there is any misunderstanding in my life, first I'm going to make effort to soothe it out a little bit. Holidays are coming. Thanksgiving just passed and Christmas is coming. Time for the families to come together. Time to reach out and touch someone's heart. Even one who has been estranged, can I make a little effort? Or if any effort comes towards me, am I going to get stuck in my own rigid way, or am I going to open my heart a little bit? It's the opening of my heart towards the other is spirituality. You could be sitting in the meditation all day long, doing all the rituals and all the pujas, but if your heart is not open, it's all useless. If our heart is small, closed, little things can bother us. You take a handful of salt and put it in a glass of water, it will become so salty you can't even drink it. You take the same salt and put it in a big drum of water, nobody will even notice it. If your heart is large, little things that are unpleasant will come, but they will not have an impact. If your heart is small, little things will bother. Little things will make it unpleasant. So spirituality is about having expansion in your heart, being able to accept the other who they are, being able to forgive someone who caused you harm. They didn't do it intentionally. They were just a little ignorant. Spirituality is all about accepting someone for who they are. And accepting yourself. No matter what you have done, no matter what has happened, it's in the past. We are growing, evolving. Our spirit is evolving. So every day we make a little effort to go a little higher, the next step. Because we are all moving towards that union, towards that moksha, towards that liberation. Every day is a new day. Every day we get a new chance, a chance to go a little higher. Otherwise, when we were kids in India, we used to play this game called snake and ladder. I don't know what it is in America. Probably Shoots and ladders. And we were getting all the way up to 99, but there was a python that will bring you right back to 2. So there are those moments in our life that, yes, we are doing, we are going, we are working, and all of a sudden we land somewhere without even we land, and there we are. It's part of life. We make effort, right effort. So I had no idea what I was going to talk to you about when I came here, but may this be the message of this month. We are entering the new month, to bring a little softness in our heart and soothe out, make a little effort to soothe strained relationships. So next year starts with new inspiration. May we not carry whatever has happened this year into the next year. Just totally off the subject, last night I had a little trouble falling asleep. Not trouble, I just wasn't falling asleep. So I was laying there and my mind went to 40, 50 years back, before I was in this life. I was in my business days and I had returned to India to visit my parents in the village where I was born. The bus was broken. The bus that came through the village to go to the bigger town was broken. So when there were no buses, there were carts pulled by horse. We call it ekka or buggy, horse buggy. So one guy comes in with a little horse buggy. It's just a horse is pulling a platform on which 5-6 people could sit, and then he'll go. Well, that was the only transportation, and I had to go 6-7 miles with my luggage. And there were already 4 or 5 people sitting on the buggy. So somebody, no, this is the only way you can get there. So I got on. But poor horse, he was so weak. And all these people sitting on the buggy. I sat on it and then got off, because the speed that the horse was going, I could walk. But people who were sitting on the buggy thought I was crazy. I have given money to this guy to ride the buggy, then why am I walking? This story was going on in my mind last night. And they still talk about it. Here, you see that once you go to America or somewhere, your mind becomes a little different. It was very natural for them to sit on that buggy, and because they had paid for it, they're riding the buggy. But mine had gone more, I was feeling more for the horse. And they still laugh about it in the village. But what can you do? You know who you are. You know why you do what you do. As long as it's not inconveniencing somebody, you live your truth. I couldn't ride that horse because poor guy, he was so weak, and I could just feel it. But other people would not see it. They did not go there. And I didn't want to preach them that now, look, the horse is weak and get off. Their life will go on. I don't need to. But sometimes it happens. We are in our peers are there and they want us to be a certain way. But I know what my truth is. As long as I'm not harming them, I'm not fighting with them, I can live the way I want. And that's also part of spiritual life. You don't need to convince anybody of your idea. Let them be. As long as you are not colliding. Live and let live. Everybody has their own idea. And as long as we are not harming anybody, we are not harming anything, we should just let it be. Oh, I don't know how I got to that one. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful week ahead and sleep. I did not sleep last night. Thank you all very much.